That video I just uploaded on the fix and flip is getting quite a bit of attention and giving the channel a little bit of a boost. So I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. Make sure you click the bell so that you're notified of when new videos come out. Right now I'm in a bathroom that I'm currently remodeling. The project that you're going to watch today is of the most amazing rustic barn door build the internet has ever seen. The entire project is 100 gigabytes of video. I put off editing it for 2 months, 3 months. I did this back in January until I had some time to pick through it and make sure that I include all the important parts. There's a lot more details in this video than I usually put in my other videos. A lot of times, just because of the time constraints and editing, I leave out a bunch. But this one here, this project that you're going to watch today, I am including a lot of details that would have normally gotten cut out. I'm going to put links in the description box of the tools that made building this door so easy. Make sure you give the video a like, and as always, comment and leave questions. Been putting this one off for a while. Approximately 2 months this customer has been waiting for me to build this barn door. So today's the day that I get started on it. It's for the same customer that I built the bed frame rails on, and they want it rustic. I got some just regular 3/4 inch pine boards, the straightest ones I could find, and I'm going to put together a barn door that has a finished side on both sides. Most barn doors that you see on YouTube or tutorial videos are for a closet or a pantry, and what they are is there's just one face frame and then tongue and groove paneling on the back. Bolt it to the hangers, install the hardware, and it's done. This one's going to be a little bit different. This job would be perfect for a nice miter saw station on this side, but I still don't have it set up, so I'm just setting it up on the table saw. These are 120 inches long, and I need them to be 100 inches. So what I do is I sight down them and cut off the end pieces that are warped or have bad knots in them that would affect how I put it together. Now, a couple of these boards, they look good on the ends, but what I'll always do is put my own cut at the end and not use the factory, because most likely these are not square. So I'll put a square cut with my saw so that when it goes together, there's not a weird gap at one of the corners. Most of the boards to make the face frames for this barn door are cut, and I have them all paired up with their mate. Each one has a curve that meets like this, so when it gets fastened together, they'll pull together like that and make a flat surface, hopefully. So what I'll do is I'll put a number on each one of these and label them, so that when I'm assembling that, they each go with their mate, that they have the same bow or twist or opposite, so that they go flat. This is the loose layout, and these boards actually go inside, but my table's not long enough. What I'm going to do is mark out on these boards where I'm going to be drilling the pocket holes. Each one is going to get 3 on each side. Right now it's orientated so that everything is cupped down facing the table. So the finished side is down, and the side that's going sandwiched together is facing up, and that's the side that's getting the pocket holes. Now on this board here, I won't be drilling right straight through this knot. I'll offset the hole a little bit. If you've never seen one of these, I'll just give you a rundown of how I set it up. There's this collar here with a Allen wrench screw that's a set screw, and you find your thickness of the wood you're going to be using, a 1/2 inch, 3/4, and so on. I'm using 3/4. You slide this thing in here until it's up against the 3/4. The part that's the thicker part, not the tiny pointy part. So the thicker part. Your clamping arm, this one here, screws into this here. To make sure that the bottom of this board is flush with the surface, and then you just drill it out. Earlier today I picked up the screws that I'm going to be using for this. I mostly use softwoods and plywood, and the coarse thread is what you need to use for softwood and plywood. And also this is 1 1/4 inches long, meant for 3/4 inch wood. I'm just gonna glue the end here, even though you can look it up on the internet if this is the defeating purpose or not, putting glue and pocket screws together. The glue joint stronger than the screws vice versa. I just put glue on with the pocket screws and call it good. Next step is my angled pieces. My angle brackets are just resting on top of the door. They're cut a little bit long, and I'm going to eyeball it, go underneath and mark the angle. Mark the cut, I guess. Got that one clamped, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I see this looks centered. I changed my mind about using the eyeball method. I went out to the trailer and got my digital angle finder, and this is what I'm going to be using to find my angles and then transfer those angles to the miter saw so I get an exact cut that fits real tight into the corners. These are just dry fitted in. Next is to glue and put some pocket holes in. Pocket hole screws. I'm going to flip this over, look at those joints, and grab some of this sawdust here and smush it into the glue. Well, I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out so far. Everything is going to get fully sanded down, and I got to build a second one, and then I've got to mate them together, and that's where my method is going to change from, I guess, traditional methods. Usually what you would see is you'd flip this over and you'd start putting the tongue and groove paneling on the back side, and then you're done. But since this is going to be seen from inside a rather large master bathroom, I want both sides to match. I'm just testing out some stain on, this is the wood that I have the face frame made out of, and this is the wood I was considering using for, I guess you put it, the field area of the door. And you can clearly tell the difference. This is darker than this, and the growth rings, I think that's what you would call these lines here are different color than these ones here. These have more of a yellow and these have more of a green. This is the best quality wood I've found available off the shelf. That's why I wanted to test that one first. So I'm gonna have to shop around to see if I can find a tongue and groove that matches this better. The ones that were available at my Home Depot were just the, I don't know, there was probably 30 left over that had been picked through, and they were pretty much the shape of a pretzel. Get one, do a stain test, and then I may shop around. We've got 28 Home Depots in this metro area. I should be able to find one that has some high quality, or at least straight ones, maybe ones that haven't been picked through yet.